Do you know how many people that are dying in Nigeria? To those people who are dying on daily basis, what is the meaning of those resources that you're talking about that US is coming to Nigeria to take? What is the need to them? How has it helped them?
Every greatness is built by minds that search for answers beyond the ordinary. You can build one. Welcome to the Made Man Podcast.
Hi, this is Dr. Faith. Welcome to the Made Man Podcast. Today I want to bring attention to an aspect of Donald Trump as regarding the current ongoing US-Nigerian rift due to the issued warning to the terrorists or terrorist activities that is ongoing in Nigeria. And I want to acknowledge some persons like Don Azza, who has done a lot of detailed work in demystifying the ongoing attacks with evidences of genocide in Nigeria. Anybody can have their useless views in denying realities that are glaring. But there are a few things that people will not tell you about Donald Trump that I want to bring to light. We are in Nigeria a polarized state because of our identity crisis. Our choices of political opponents or political friendship also differ. Our value systems in Nigeria and our hatred also make us to support different political ideologies internationally. And that also reflects to our support in US politics. You are going to find some people in Nigeria democratic or much more leaning to the left. And you are going to have also some percentage that you will see that is leaning to the right. All because of what the people maybe have perceived as how it influences them. But that's not what I want to talk about today, because my view will differ sharply in that area, but I will reserve that for other videos. One thing that I want to make clear today is for people to understand that no country will give you freedom than yourself. Every country that is involved in international politics does what favors their people. Every country that is involved in one conflict or other has a stake. If not for the country, maybe for some of the politicians of that country that get involved in conflict that may not be theirs per se. So what am I trying to say? Every country looks out for itself. And it's the responsibility of the leaders of every country to care for its people. And where you fail to do so, then you have given rise or opportunity for some other countries to interfere into your affairs. Some people talk about China. You can talk about the influence of China in Africa, the minerals that is being mined. China currently dominates the rare earth mineral market. And many people run away, many countries run away from rare earth minerals because of maybe things like pollution or the intricacies that is involved in the technology of rare earth minerals. China embraced it for many years and right now dominates that sector. And so when you see them in so many other aspects of Africa or in any side of the world, you are going to talk about the labor conditions or the politics that is involved. If they are allowed to manipulate and have indecent labor practices or indecent methods, so to say, in obtaining those rare earth minerals, I will not blame China. I will blame the leaders of that country who allowed themselves to be exploited. And for instance, now you can see how Burkina Faso is rising up for themselves, Mali, Niger, to say we don't want again. They've kicked France out of their country and they want to take care of themselves. To a very large extent, Burkina Faso right now, for them that I follow to a large extent, you could see that they're almost self-sufficient in their food production. Nigeria used to be. And one thing that is very certain is that terrorism does not survive in any enclave without the sponsorship of local and foreign actors that is involved in one government or the other. It never does happen. Terrorism will be stamped out if the local government or of any country decide any day that they will fight terrorism to a standstill for the protection of its people. Great success will always be made. Why there is undeniable influence of international politics in so many places where you see terrorism, but at least the government of the countries that are affected must show will. They must show the guts to say no to terrorism and do all that is necessary to stamp it out. And that Goodluck Jonathan showed, even when so many other countries that we do buy arms from and that we do have support from stood against him. They went to the extent of getting mercenaries to stamp out Boko Haram from the places where they were in Nigeria. I don't want to talk about or go into the details of the international politics that was involved, and we all know. But I want to focus on the current conflict. And the area that I want to respond, like I said, you can follow Don Azza and go and watch all of the videos that he has been making regarding this conflict. It covers a lot of things that I would have loved to say, and there is no need to go into it. But the area that I want to respond are for some uninformed persons who have been talking about Donald Trump. He is coming to cause war. He is coming to destabilize Nigeria. He wants to attack Nigeria, this and that. You are just very foolish and forgetful of history, even the ones that are occurring in this recent time that he just took office from February to this moment. This is not a video to throw my support for Trump, but the truth has to be said where you see it. And what do I want to say? Trump is a very direct person. He tells you what he wants to do and he does what he says he will do. He's not someone that you can bluff with. If he tells you what he's going to do, he's going to do it. And when you see Trump begin to tweet about what he wants to do, then you should take care, because his actions can actually hit you unprepared. But there is one thing that you can give to Trump, and that is that I am not sure there is any record that I have seen where Trump started war, both in his first tenure and in this second tenure. Currently, there can be argument by maybe political experts, the extent of success that has been achieved in a lot of peace treaties that he has been involved in. But currently, there is up to 9 conflicts that in his present situation, the White House claim Trump has been involved in. Some are very glaring clear that we are aware. We could talk about the Indian-Pakistan war that was almost about to break out. White House was involved in solving that issue. You talk about Israel-Iran, it would have gone to a full-blown war, because Israel, we all know, for all that we are following that news, would have killed the Iranian supreme leader if not for Trump's intervention. He did not want a regime change. That would have been the will of Israel, because that, to a very large extent, would have brought Iran to its knees. But there would have been conflict in that zone till now that could not have been managed. He gave orders against it. And what did he do? He just singularly went to take out their nuclear facilities. And that was all that he wanted to achieve. And achieved that and came back. And that peace stayed. Look at the effort that he has been putting actually in resolving Ukraine-Russia conflict. Which war, tell me, has Trump started? Venezuela, that is ongoing right now because of drugs. If he had wanted to invade Venezuela, Venezuela is no match for US, that I can assure you. But that zone is going to be destabilized. I see a lot of people comment that Trump is looking for their oil. This is the reason for the sanctions and all the rest of them. If they want their oil, there is a way to play the politics. Trump, I have not seen him as a person who goes to destabilize any country because of profit. He is the type of person that if you need me, he will tell you what you will pay to get his attention or to do something for you. He's a businessman, he negotiates, but he never goes to steal by force from any country. We've not seen that. What are they doing? They're besieging Venezuela. If there is any drug boat that they see that is leaving, they bomb it straight up. He gives that order. And they're telling you what they're doing. Trump is not somebody who hides. There are so many conflicts that White House has participated in. Talk about Congo, Rwanda. They were involved. In his first tenure, I think they were also involved in the Sudan issues in resolving it. His first tenure, he did the Abrahamic Accord that we could say. You have your own thinking to talk about, if that was good or bad. But at least it was a peace treaty. And that was all fostering peace. So the area that I'm going is not to sing Trump's praise, but is to let you know that Trump is not an agent of regime changes in countries. He's not a destabilizing person. He doesn't go to kill, to destroy, to, take over countries' resources by force. There could be other politics that is playing on, and of course, you know that international politics is a complex situation. But his message to Nigeria has been very clear. That message is not that we are coming to attack Nigeria. Just like Don Azar was saying in his last video, right? Making people to understand, because that was something that I wanted to respond to. Then I saw his video. That's why I wanted to stay away from it. You need to understand the language of his texts and the language of Peter Hegseth, which is the Secretary of War for US, who Trump has commanded to get ready for the possibility of attacks in Nigeria. He's not attacking Nigeria as a country. He said, if you fail to address these terrorists, to stop this attack, to launch war on these terrorists who have been operating in Nigeria for decades with genocidal acts that is undeniable, even though Nigeria want to gaslight the people into, things that we are not content in that text message. There was no war that was declared on Nigerian government, none. There is no conflict that was declared on Nigerian government. There was no show of interest in any Nigerian resource. Trump has bombed so many terrorists in his first tenure. He gave instances for a strike. If he wanted to attack Iran in his first tenure, he would have done that. But he also authorized to take out some of their key leaders who were involved in some terrorist acts, that US did not like. Trump, in his first tenure, is the one that killed the issues of ISIS, Al-Qaeda. It's Trump. It was his first tenure that they ended. So when he says he is coming out for terrorism, he knows how to kill it. Because not just are you going to kill terrorism by bombing the people. Trust me, the same thing that they did with Al-Qaeda, they will do it in Nigeria. And right now, they're already talking about sanctioning some Nigerian governors. The truth is that you cannot quell terrorism completely if you do not deal with the source of funding. And that's the reason why I know that if they are ever going to attack terrorists in Nigeria, they are going to start looking at the people who are the sponsors of terrorism in Nigeria. And if you don't root them out, terrorism will come up again. And of course, you see all of the videos that is flying on social media. There are records. There are records of the people who started this Boko Haram, this terrorism, for political reasons in Nigeria. We know them. UAE on so many occasions, Saudi Arabia, they've also, talked about the people who were, I think UAE in particular, have talked about the list of the sponsors of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Femi Falana sometime quoted Ahmad Sharif as the person who started this and even asked him to sue him to court. The records are there for you to watch. The records are there. So if you wake up any morning and you begin to, data boys, pick up phone and buy data and come online and begin to shout things that you don't know. If Trump wants to attack those terrorists and their situation continues, he will come to Nigeria, he will attack them and go, and there is nothing anybody will do. There is nothing Nigeria can do. US has the capability to do that and go. Nothing. There's nothing anybody will do. Nigeria does not have the capacity to stand US right now. Especially this is going to be an aerial operation. And if you think they do not have the intelligence they need, they have every intelligence that they need for this operation. So just as the content of the test and the warning that he has issued to Nigeria is there for all to see, he is not asking for any other thing than for you to actually deal with the terrorism and stop the genocide that is going. You can decide to gaslight yourself and gaslight the gullible masses who refuse to find information for themselves. There is genocide that is going on in Nigeria. And if it continues, and that is the warning, that they will step in to take action. Nigeria was put under a country of concern in his first tenure. But it's so unfortunate that it happened. We were all aware how much of, these Fulani headers, terrorists who were always in trailers, taking luxurious buses, going in buses all the way from the north down to the southeast. We were where? Do you guys think that we have lost our memories? Who were going to down the south in their droves? It would have been a complete takeover. That sanction came. All of a sudden, everywhere became quiet for some time until Trump left office because he would have taken action. But it was so unfortunate that it happened towards the end of his tenure. And now, the tenure is fresh. We still have 3 years plus. So there is going to be a long time to watch this. If you want to listen, you listen. And some people are commenting, I feel very pity for some people that have sold their soul just for the sake of food and money. Some of you will die very miserably, and history will judge you. You are denying these genocidal acts because it's not your village, because Nigeria has not been destroyed, because your people, your village has not been destroyed. I mean to say, because your father, your mother, there are families of 5, families of 11 who went to bed and never woke up because some stupid people came to them in the night and burnt them all down to the ground. To those people, what is the mineral resources useful for? You're talking about they're coming to take mineral resources. They're coming. These same mineral resources are being mined in the north. Adam Soshomole was pointing out to the people who were responsible for this mining. It's still going on till now, even as we speak. Go and check all the areas where terrorism is happening in Africa. All of those places where those conflicts are going on, serious mining of rare earth minerals are going on in those regions. Does that not tell you that people are actually sponsoring this? In a Shomole's speech, helicopters are landing and picking these resources, this gold, this californium, and picking them all out. In the same place where you have the conflict. How are they getting the arms? How are they getting the dollars? And when people talk, you guys want to become very gullible. Do you know how many people that are dying in Nigeria? To those people who are dying on a daily basis, what is the meaning of those resources that you're talking about that US is coming to Nigeria to take? What is the need to them? How has it helped them? If you lose your family members, what is the value of mineral resources to you if your father and your mother is killed by terrorist acts? Then we should all welcome the changes or the person who wants to help, if truly that the government is not complicit in the issue of this terrorism. Every help that we need should be welcomed. And if you don't welcome those help, then we begin to look at you. It's very surprising the way everybody began to react as if Nigerians were the terrorists who are being warned. It becomes very suspicious that they said, if you don't act, we will come in. And he was very specific. And we will shoot and kill the terrorists wherever they are. He didn't say we were coming to attack Nigerian government. And everybody began to cry as if they said that they were coming to attack Nigerian government. Who has Nigerian minerals helped? The oil that the president is the minister of petroleum. How has it helped Nigerians? Let's know. The allocations that come and go to the states, how has it helped your state? We don't ask for war. We don't ask to be invaded. Every sovereign nation reserves the responsibility that it needs to dispense to its people. And where those sovereign responsibilities fail, then you give yourself up for international interventions. If the state is becoming a failed state and cannot deliver the benefits of a statehood to the citizens of that state. If Nigeria cannot stop the issue of terrorism, then they give America the liberty, based on international politics and treaty, as the watchdog over the world right now, to attack and prosecute terrorism. US has the UN authority to do that, and they will do it if you do not act, and there is nothing that you can do about it. All I'm letting you know is for you who are panicking, is Trump coming to destabilize Nigeria? His track record has not shown him as somebody who goes to countries to take their resources by force. But if you need American help under Donald Trump, you will get it by business negotiations. But if you're a terrorist, Trump is coming for you, not for help, not for your mineral resources. He will go for the terrorists because he does not like bloodshed. And he will bomb the shit out of them. And if Nigeria does not act, we welcome him, we welcome US to bomb the shit out of these terrorists. We know them. You know where they are. You are seeing them, you see them every day on TV. What kind of peace treaty are you doing with terrorists? What kind of peace treaty? People who kill others every day, they're in their grave, their farms are being taken, their villages are being taken over. And we're here talking bullshit. So the reason why I'm making this video is just for you to actually get to know a little bit about Trump history, because we have so much sentiment for, within the people, within Nigerians who lean so much to US left, the Democratic Party of US. They talk about Trump as one evil man who goes to take where he did not sow, who goes to reap where he never sowed. History has never shown us any of that. And one thing that I'll tell people, no matter where you find yourself, ask yourself in all your political inclinations, if you are a citizen of that country, what would you want that country to be like? You know what I ask? Let Nigeria have Donald Trump as a president and let him behave the way he's behaving in America for Nigerians. If you like Obama, ask yourself, should Obama be the president of Nigeria? If you like Burkina Faso, ask yourself, if you're in Burkina Faso, how should Burkina Faso behave if it is your own indigenous country? America is doing what is good for their citizens. And if we also like whatever political inclination, we ask ourselves, ask yourself, if it's Nigeria, what will be your own thought? Basically, if you find yourself in any foreign country, try to be law-abiding in that country. Live to respect their laws. As simple as ABCD. Every country must look out for themselves, and that's just the truth. So you have to know how to look out for yourself. If you allow another country to exploit you, you allowed yourself to be exploited. I will not blame the country that exploits you. I blame yourself who allowed yourself to be exploited, because a country is sovereign, and sovereignty of every country must be maintained by that country. What do we produce in Nigeria? With all the mineral resources that we have, with all the petroleum that we have, what do we produce? Till now, we still import bullets. Is that not funny? Can't Nigeria produce drones at where we are right now? Which functional factory? The local factories that we have, we're killing it. We have Inosim Motors. Instead of supporting local productions to have our own motors and start exports, we prefer the politicians to go elsewhere and buy cars at exorbitant, inflated prices and come back to Nigeria. Because for people like Inosim Motors, it is easy to subpoena them, and you're going to see, in fact, everybody knows the price of these cars, but they will not buy from there, even though that they have quality and superior cars than some of the things that we import. We will not do that. We will go outside to buy. Because if the price is $300,000, $30,000 value of cars, some of the cars that will bring, that the senators call millions and the billions that they buy these cars elsewhere, even their tier leather, some of them are sold for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. But they will bring it back to Nigeria, and you are going to be hearing prices that are so ridiculous. If you buy it from Innocent, everybody will know the price, and it will be difficult to steal. So instead of supporting local production, they will go and support outsiders, because they know the money they take from imports. It's a messed up place. It's the reason why I still continue to tell you that Nigeria, as it is nothing but an offshore company for our politicians and for international actors. If Nigeria must change, we must all come together to define Nigeria to be what it should be. Until next time, I'm Dr. Faith, and this is Made Man Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and that's the only thing that you can do to help this channel to gain visibility. Thank you so much. Bye for now.